complement Dwight Howard well. I believe I said supplement earlier, but the actual word is complement here. Who could complement here more? Now, Markieff Morris could stretch the floor a little bit. However, I think another player at that position would be pivotal for them and helping them win a few games just because Dwight Howard is limited with what he could do. But yeah, I like this roster. They actually do have a nice bench there with some of those guys, like we said, Saransky and Oubre. So I think that I could see them winning 45, 46 games. Like you said, especially in the division that they're at. Who do you got as the breakout player here?
So I chose the rookie from this year, Troy Brown, who's also another shooting guard / small forward. He's a really good shooter. He played for Oregon. He's a good defender. He had a really good summer league. A lot of people are really high on him. I'm pretty high on him. I think he's going to be a good player. I think the other problem, like we talked about, is there's going to be a depth problem because they have some of these guards. But I can see a good line. If I was the coach, I mean, obviously I'm not, but a lineup that I would want to throw out there would be John Wall, Bradley Beal, Troy Brown as the 3, Otto Porter at the 4, and then I have Dwight Howard protecting the rim as a 5. I think that'd be a pretty hard lineup to defend. They would have good defenders out there. Porter's a good defender. Brown's is a pretty good defender. Bradley Beal, I like his defense. John Wall can help out. So I think this would be a pretty good team. It'd be a pretty decent lineup. It'd be an interesting lineup. And you still have some depth on the bench with, Satoransky, who I like a lot, Austin Rivers. You still have Kelly Oubre, Markieff Morris, and even Jan Mahimi, who obviously I've been taking, shitting on all day, and I take that, and I stand by that. But you'd have some depth on this team, and I think it'd be a decent team.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be able to provide somewhere between 12 and 15 minutes off the bench for the team. Like you said, he's a good defender, and I think defenders adjust well as rookies, at least better than players like Trae Young, who may need a few more years to really adjust to the NBA in terms of their offensive capabilities. So I think, again, kind of by default here, I mean, you could have gone with Kelly Oubre, maybe Otto Porter breaking out into an all-star, but I like this selection. We'll see what we get out of Kelly Oubre and whether he improves over the way he played last year.
I think the Wizards would be smart to give Brown some minutes just because of what he's shown. And, we've seen in the past that rookies can rookies can help out a team. I mean, Kawhi Leonard's first year was pretty successful. And there's other examples of players who are going on playoff teams in their first year and are still contributing in good ways.
Yeah. So the trade I proposed for the Wizards is Nikola Mirotic and Sheik Diallo to the Pelicans for Austin Rivers and Kelly Oubre. With the Pelicans here are receiving 2 guards, which they really do need. I mean, they do have Etuan Moore and Alfred Payton there, but they really are looking for another point guard, which Austin Rivers could do for them. And Kelly Oubre is a nice young player that could hopefully fit well alongside Anthony Davis, and I'd love to see Julius Randle stay there long term, so I'm going to say between Anthony Davis and Julius Randle, I think Kelly Oubre would be hopefully a nice fit in the future. He's a player that they'll have more capability to resign than the Wizards will because of their tax issues. And Nikola Mirotic is a very solid 4. He could shoot the ball really well, rebounds the ball at a solid pace, will get you a block, a steal here and there. May not be the best defender, but will at least get you that block or steal here and there. Still fairly young. I believe he's 26 years old. I think he'd be a great fit alongside Dwight Howard, and then to play probably as a starter over Markieff Morris, but to really split the time between Markieff Morris at the power forward position, and maybe have Markieff Morris play the 5 alongside Nikola Mirotic in some situations and some small ball situations. How do you like this trade?
I like the fit of Nikola Mirotic. I think, the Pelicans like the fit between Anthony Davis and Nikola Mirotic. They showed in the playoffs that that's a pretty successful lineup. So it might be hard for them to give up him. I know they took Julius Randle this year, but Julius Randle doesn't have the stretching capabilities that Nikola Mirotic. Mirotic is just a better shooter. So it might be hard to give him up. If I'm the Pelicans, giving up Austin Rivers, I'm okay with that. It'd be hard to give up Austin Rivers and Kelly Oubre in this deal, though. So if I would be the Pelicans, I would look to give up Austin Rivers and maybe someone who's not as talented as Kelly Oubre. And I don't know if they have anyone to give up. But I mean, yeah, I think this deal would need a little bit of tweaking if I'm the Pelicans to actually make it. I do like the fit of Nikola Mirotic because he has stretching capabilities, and that would be good for them.
Yeah, maybe they could throw in a pick to make it work. A second-round pick, I should say. Probably not a first-rounder, but a second-round pick. But, yep, it is raining here in Chicago. You might be able to hear the lightning in the background. So with that, we will wrap things up. We'll give a quick recap. So we have the Atlanta Hawks finishing 5th, Orlando Magic finishing 4th, Hornets finishing 3rd, Heat finishing 2nd in the division, and Washington finishing 1st in the division.
Yep. And then so thanks for listening to us. We're going to continue this. We're going to continue going over the divisions for the next 5 weeks before the season starts.
We might take a break in between to have a quick podcast about fantasy and give you guys some advice about fantasy in terms of head-to-head leagues and roto leagues. We don't do much of daily leagues, but we could give you some advice on head-to-head and roto leagues. So we will see whether we fit that in between or after our divisional previews.
Okay, and we've been working on a website which is going to be going live pretty soon. It's going to be NBATradezone.com. We're going to have some featured articles there. We look forward to one of the first ones going to be discussing about LeBron. Please check us out there. Once it goes live, follow us on Instagram at NBA Trade Zone. And if you have any questions, always direct message us, reach out. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes. And if you like our shows, rate and review us and let your friends know.
All right. And let us know whether you guys agree with our predictions and how you like our breakout players and trades. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.